All right, let's get right into it. Whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in property, pretty much every single deal comes down to one huge, high-stakes question. It's the number that can literally make or break your financial future, and it's what everyone is desperately trying to figure out.
This, right here, this is the whole ballgame. Not what some website's algorithm spits out, not what the seller is hoping to get, but what is the actual, on-the-ground, true market value of that property? Getting this number wrong can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Seriously.
So how do we find that magic number? Well, you've kind of got two paths. On one hand, you have that instant online guess. It's fast, sure, and it's free, but it's a computer program that has never stepped foot inside the house. It has no idea about the leaky roof or the amazing brand new kitchen. And on the other hand, you have a truly informed decision, one that's backed by real professional analysis. And that's where we're headed.
So how do you actually get out of the guessing game and into that informed position? Well, professionals and even banks use a very specific tool for this exact reason. It's called a broker price opinion, or you'll hear it called a BPO.
And let's be super clear about what this is. This is not another algorithm. A BPO is an expert valuation put together by a licensed human being, a real estate pro who actually understands the local market. They dig into comparable sales, they look at the property's real condition, and they analyze what the market's doing right now to give you a realistic number you can actually trust. So why are BPOs so darn useful? It's because they hit this perfect sweet spot. First, they're affordable. We're talking a fraction of what a formal appraisal costs. Second, they're fast. You can usually get one back in just a couple of days. And maybe most important of all, they're hyper-local and market-specific, because they're done by somebody who really knows your neighborhood, inside and out.
Here's probably the best way to think about it. You wouldn't go buy a used car without having a mechanic pop the hood and take a good look, right? Of course not. A BPO is that exact same thing. It's an expert checkup, but for a house. It just gives you the clarity to know what you're really getting into before you commit all that money.
Okay, so we know what a BPO is, but how does it actually give you an edge? Let's break down how this thing works like a secret weapon, whether you're a seller, a buyer, or an investor.
If you're selling your home, a BPO is basically your game plan. It helps you set the right price from day one, so you're not just sitting on the market for months. It gives you the hard data to justify that price to potential buyers. And here's a big one. It can even estimate repair costs, so you can figure out if that big kitchen remodel is actually going to make you money or not.
And check this out, a perfect real-world example. A seller is about to list their home based on what their neighbor's place just sold for, but their BPO spotted a key difference, an extra bathroom, and that uncovered an additional $20,000 in value. I mean, come on, that's a total game changer.
Now let's flip it. For buyers, the BPO is your shield. In a crazy, competitive market, it is so easy to get caught up in the emotion of it all and just overpay. A BPO brings you back down to earth. It helps you see if the asking price is actually fair, it can flag potential repair costs you might not see, and it lets you write a really strong, confident offer that's backed by data, not just feelings.
And that shield can be worth a lot of money. In this case, some buyers were head over heels for a house, but the BPO stopped them cold. It showed the home was priced $25,000 over its actual value. They avoided a massive, costly mistake. That's not just saving money, that's preventing huge financial regret down the line.
And what about investors? Well, for them, it's all about the numbers. And a BPO delivers exactly that. It gives them two critical values: the as-is value, what the property's worth right now today, and the after-repair value, or ARV, which is what it could be worth after renovations. This right here is the fundamental calculation for any house flip or rental property.
So, for instance, an investor might see a property is worth $140,000 as is, but the BPO shows it has the potential to be worth $220,000 after it's fixed up. With those two numbers right there, they can figure out their renovation budget and their potential profit with real confidence, instead of just, guessing and hoping for the best.
All right, so the BPO is clearly a powerful tool, but it's not the only tool out there. To be a really smart buyer or seller, you need to understand how it stacks up against all the other options. You got to pick the right report for the right job.
The easiest way to think about it is like a ladder. Down at the very bottom rung, you've got that free automated guess from a website. That's the AVM. A step up from that is a CMA an agent might prepare for you. Then you have the BPO, our professional opinion. And way up at the top, you have the formal, legally binding appraisal. This table really puts it all side by side. See, on one end you have the AVM. It's free, but often way off, because an algorithm can't see the property's actual condition. On the total opposite end is the appraisal, It's incredibly detailed and accurate, but it's also expensive and can take a while. The BPO, it sits right in that perfect sweet spot in the middle. You get the crucial details you need, like photos and repair estimates, for a fraction of an appraisal's cost and in a fraction of the time. It's just the perfect tool for doing your homework.
And if you're a visual person, this chart makes it crystal clear. As the detail and reliability go up, so does the cost. The automated guess, low on both. The appraisal, high on both. But look at the BPO. It hits that perfect balance, that sweet spot, giving you a really high degree of reliability for a practical, manageable cost.
And all of this brings us to the final, and I think maybe the most important idea we're going to talk about today. We really need to rethink what due diligence, what doing your homework actually means when you buy or sell a house.
I want you to really think about this for a second. We spend so much time and energy haggling over the price, right? Going back and forth, trying to get a better deal. But is that really due diligence? Are you actually investigating the facts?
The answer is a hard no. Just agreeing on a number is not the same thing as confirming that number is correct. True due diligence is taking that extra step to verify the property's actual market value before you sink hundreds into inspections and thousands into closing costs. The BPO is that verification step.
At the end of the day, a BPO isn't just another report or another piece of paper. It's a tool for financial clarity. It's the thing that lets you replace guesswork with actual evidence, emotion with hard data, and risk with confidence. So when it's time for you to make one of the biggest financial decisions of your life, you won't be guessing. You'll be knowing.